Now this is an awesome helmet, but there is one problem that we do need to talk about here in just a little bit. But first, let's get into some of the specs and what I actually think about this helmet. So the Interceptor 2.0 is CPSC and EN 1078 certified. Meanings are right here. And it features a cone head nano fusion and rayon low density layers to help keep you safe in the event that you actually need to, test this helmet, which we don't want you to test helmets. Let them do that for you because you only get one of these. One of the included pads for the helmet actually features some extra webbing. So this webbing here is to actually help keep bugs out. And if you ever had a bee decide to land on the inside of the vents of your helmet, you know that this is a pretty nice feature to have. They do also include an additional set of pads that don't have the webbing, and they call these the summer pads. Having these is really going to be great for when the temps start rising in the summer months. And what is really interesting is that the summer pads actually have quite a bit less padding than, say, the bug shield ones. Switching to the summer pads may actually solve an issue that I was having, but we'll get more on that here soon. So I actually have a pretty large head. I actually have a head that measures in at about 59 to 60 centimeters. So I actually went with the large / extra large one. I actually did try the smaller size, and as you can see, didn't work out so well. And now, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, Upcycle. Do you have a bike just sitting in your garage collecting dust? Is it a bike that you let your friends borrow when they're in town? Or is it an XC bike that you only ride when you have the whole day to ride? List that bike over on Upcycle. It is a peer-to-peer bike rental marketplace that lets people like you rent your bike for cash. And we could all use a little more cash. Upcycle prevents fraud by verifying the ID of all the renters on the platform. They're also going to facilitate the payment, and they even offer a $5,000 protection against theft. And they'll even handle the marketing of your bike to potential renters. Now, the biggest feature of this helmet actually has to do with how well ventilated it is. It has a ton of venting to really help keep your head nice and cool. I personally can't wait to rock this thing for summer because the heat really picks up here. And yeah, it gets hot. Now, if I counted all of them correctly, there's actually 24 vents on this helmet. As you can see, there's a ton on the back, a ton on top, and there's also quite a few underneath the vent here to really help get that airflow going in and out the back. Helping to make sure this helmet gives you a great fit is it has a repositionable fit system. You can adjust the fit system in two ways. Firstly, you can adjust how low it goes down the back of your head. And secondly, you can adjust how far it actually goes back. A nice touch is that they actually added a little bit of padding on the fit retention area. This helps make the helmet comfortable even when you have it nice and tight. So rather than the typical boring old buckles that you see on traditional helmets, they actually decided to go with the magnetic fidlock system, which is super nice and it's really easy to put on. I find it's actually really easy to use, especially when you have gloves on. Now, the slides on the straps here are also very easy to adjust, which is nice. So, once you get them in, they do stay pretty well. I haven't had any issues with them moving around once I have them adjusted. Now, there is one problem with the straps themselves is if you look at how much extra strap I have down here. Now, I have to wonder, the person who's going to be using all this, are they Johnny Bravo? All right, now as promised, one of my favorite features about this helmet is they have included this little accessory mounting system. And with this little piece here, you can easily mount an action cam, a helmet light, or pretty much whatever you want. It's nice to see that they included both a GoPro style mount as well as a traditional light mount. I actually had a chance to test how well the accessory system stayed on, and I was actually quite impressed. I didn't take it down anything gnarly, but it did seem like it was not gonna have a problem. It's actually really super easy to get it installed as well. You just press fit the accessory system onto the helmet and then use the included O-ring to make sure that it doesn't come off. While I haven't tried the original Interceptor helmet, Kali Protectives does note that they did redesign the visor on this one. It's a 2-position visor, so it can either be down or up. And with the visor up, there is storage for sunglasses. They did add these little TPR glass grippers to help make sure that your glasses don't go anywhere. You know, truthfully, I've never actually been able to get my glasses to go underneath the visor, mostly because I could never figure out how you're actually supposed to do it. So let's see. Down. Here. Yeah, see, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I guess they're in. There we go. I think I actually figured it out. So you can actually see that your glasses go here underneath, and then these just come in here and actually lean up against the grippers, and it helps make sure that the glasses don't go anywhere. You know, I think this is the first time I've actually ever successfully done this. Let me know down in the comments below if you struggle with figuring this out as well, because I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, or if there's any tips that you may be able to give me. So the helmet isn't super heavy, and it feels fairly light on my head. The helmet weighs in at about 489 grams. For reference, the Fox Speedframe Pro comes in at about 429 grams, and my XC Lightweight Laser G4 helmet comes in at 295 grams. Overall, I found that the helmet to be quite comfortable, with one exception. During my time riding out in Sedona with this helmet, I was actually experiencing a hot spot on my head where something just wasn't feeling right, and it was kind of just rubbing wrong. You know, this didn't happen all the time, but it did happen more than once. As I checked out the summer pad, I actually wonder if by switching to the summer pad, I could solve this issue. There is a lot of extra padding on the webbed one, and I think that maybe that could be the culprit. And now the price, this isn't a cheap helmet, and nor should it be. This helmet retails for about $180. However, if you use the code down below, you can actually save some money and get this helmet for less. You can also pick up this helmet from Jensen USA by using the affiliate link down below, and doing so will actually help out the channel at no additional cost to you. So I'm a firm believer that there is one piece of protection that you really just don't cheap out on, and that's your helmet. While we hope that we never crash, they do happen, and you need to make sure that you're keeping your noggin safe. Because let's face it, you only have one. Now, here is something that is awesome about Kali. They have a great lifetime crash replacement program. If you crash in their helmet, they're gonna take care of you. So that is the Kali Interceptor 2.0. And I actually really like this helmet. I can't wait to wear this more during the summer. I think with all the ventilation that it has and that summer pad, it's going to be a no-brainer to wear this summer when it gets really hot. I'm talking like 120 degrees, 125 that we peak out here over in the Palm Springs area. Granted, I'm not riding in that, but it is still hot in the mornings. You know, it could be midnight and still well over 100 degrees. So having a helmet that cools you down is very important to me. So like I said, I'm super excited to wear this more this summer. If you're interested in checking this out, hit the links down below. And while I'm still working on this review of the Kali Invader 2.0, you should get subscribed so you can check out this video right here.